Hey guys, I'm FatBuddyCat, and this is my Trailmaster MB-223. Today, we're going to fabricate a custom short ram intake out of spare parts. And then, we're going to vent our valve cover. Pay attention, because this is how the pros do it. Alright, so first thing we got to do is remove the baffle from the valve cover. Got a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to see what I can do. Not very much. I think I scratched it a couple times. Same tool, different approach. Held it up to the edge, couple bang bangs, and was able to work my way under. I might do that on another side and then commit to prying that thing out of there. Yep, that was key. At this point, you just work your way around and this thing pries up pretty easily. That's pretty cool. It looks like 3/8. 0.675, 18, yeah, whatever. I used a 1/2 inch 20 tap. There's my result. And it's just enough thread to get that bad boy started. I can already see an issue though. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Pair of pliers, just reefed her back, give myself a little clearance to get a wrench on here and see how many threads I can get. That's probably a little bit easier if you have the right thread count, but I managed. I took the pliers, I bent that ear back straight as I think it needs to be. When we set it on, it might bend itself perfect. Who knows? As long as it seals. Moving on. This is an automotive PCV valve. There's two ends to these valves. If you blow in it, you want the end that you can blow out of but not suck into. On this one, it's this big end here. This is just a small section of 1/2 inch diameter heater hose. We're going to be sticking the large end of our valve right inside. And then we'll clamp it on. Now, I'm going to trim back this hose somewhere right about here. Now, I'm going to cut off a small section of clear vinyl tubing. A little bit longer than this is. I just crammed the tube inside of the hose until it bottomed out against the back side of the valve. Now, I'm going to trim this flush. I'm going to take a 3/8 barbed connector I'm going to stuff one end of that right inside of there. One more clamp, and now we're all set to adapt this to our other 3/8 tubing. This is a little bit more heavy duty. I have the valve cover installed on the mini bike. Now I'm going to clamp one end of our braided tubing onto that 3/8 barb. Just like that. Leave the end hanging out until we figure out where it's going to go. You want your tubing to be somewhat vertical. The idea is that as pressure forces the oil out and upwards, because pressure only goes one way because the air can't come back down in, gravity will return the oil back down towards the head. So, I think I'm going to use this for my mounting point. I just clamped our PCV valve with our adapter onto the end of the braided hose. The last clamp is going to hold a filter onto the other end of the PCV valve. Here we are, neatly tucked right up behind my tank. Nice vertical hose. Looking good. While I'm here, I'm also going to be modifying the air filter location for the carburetor. Nothing too serious, just trying to get it out of this area right here. Here's what I came up with. I just used a silicone elbow, a few clamps, a piece of drain pipe that would go under, say, your kitchen sink, and the air filter that came with the Wildcat carburetor. I just hit it with a little bit of this K&N oil. I'll let it dry, and then we'll install it. These are the ends that I cut off. Grey Goat himself taught me that trick. A little bit of tape gives you a nice clean line every time. This intake is very lightweight, and that's important because you don't have a lot of surface area to hold on to with these small body carburetors. I used a little bit narrow of a clamp to get that on there. I'll show you what it looks like. This is a lot tighter than trying to attach this filter directly to the end of the carburetor itself. The silicone is awesome. We're going to be tucked up behind our side panel, and we have a bit of a fender protecting us from debris. But there's one other thing we can do. This is an outerwears pre-filter. It's designed for a larger application, but I think we can get a zip tie on there and it should hold tight. Heck nah, that ain't gonna come off. that checks out. Hopefully this does too. I stuck a Predator race engine on the Warrior. In the next video, we're going to give her the beans. Because as always, it's a work in progress. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.
I want you to stay.